Hey guys, Enduro guys, IA here. I don't know how much more Enduro we're going to be doing, but pretty much out of that game now. I traded off my T7 for this Suzuki GSX-GT. It's a 1000cc. It's the GSX-S1000 motor and more of a sport touring full fairing package. Just wanted to do my initial impression video on this bike. So far, so good. 100 miles on it. Just picked it up less than 24 hours ago. One thing to mention, if you're a taller person like me, I'm 6'7". Yes, that is a very large person on virtually any motorcycle. But I did order a Puig touring screen with the kind of little windshield visor extender deal that clips onto the top of it to deflect some of the air that hits me right kind of in my shoulders, hopefully to push it over my helmet. Besides that, initial impressions of this bike is the seat. I did 60 miles after work and my butt hurts. It is sore. So I'm going to look into aftermarket seats, something that's got some kind of pad. For me, I saw a lot of complaints on this bike were the handlebar position, but when you're tall and lanky like me and you have very long arms, handlebar position isn't an issue because I still stay pretty upright. But I'd say if you're 5'7" or somewhere in that height range, you're probably going to want to put some, not necessarily risers, but something to kind of push them back closer to your body. Exhaust note's very good. I always say I'm not going to put an exhaust on a bike, but I have put one on one of these bikes similar when I had the Katana. Didn't really know, it wasn't that much of an audible difference. I can hear this exhaust when I'm going down the road, even with my music playing. So probably not going to get too much into any exhaust work on this bike. It's going to be simply more of comfort items. I do have a sponsorship with ASV levers, so I'm not a big fan of the very wide levers, so I'm going to swap these out here next video. We'll do an update on the touring windshield. Things to note, this bike for being a 1000cc is actually pretty fuel efficient. I wouldn't say I'm a fast rider by any means, but I'm spirited is a good word. But I'm getting 49 miles to the gallon, which is pretty impressive. So I've got about 190 cruising range. Obviously, your fuel economy goes down when you're constantly staying on the interstates. Wind, drag, how much you rev up your motor to get to your speed. Things to note though, some of the people's biggest complaints are the headlamps. I'm not much of a night rider, so I probably won't have any complaints of that. Kind of latest I ride would probably be 9 or 10 o'clock at max. And if I need to do anything else, then I'll just get out my other bike that's got a much brighter headlamp, which is this beautiful Indian Challenger. So yeah, factory tires are good tires. Give it about 15 miles, perfectly sticky. They heat up well, no problems there. The saddlebags are big enough that you can fit a small bag, lunch bag, commuter bag in there. Works perfect. Obviously, if you want a phone mount and you don't want to do a quad lock that mounts to the case, which I'm not a fan of because their cases are too thin for my kind of job, which I drop my phone a lot. Ram mounts are always an easy way to go. Always make sure you glue on these little bits. Otherwise, they fly off and your phone goes bye-bye. I know from personal experience. But I had it in A mode for about 50 miles, and it's pretty torquey. I'm not a huge fan in town, so I swapped it to B mode for your throttle. So you got the same power, but it's not so instant. If you put it on C mode, just expect to have less power. Probably not necessarily a bad thing if you're not used to big displacement bikes, but fortunately I have quite a bit of experience. Besides that, it's a good bike. Definitely going to get something to stop my knees from sliding up on this bike. I noticed that right off the bat here that my knees shift forward, so I shift forward. And for men, obviously It's always fun for your crotch area when you're sliding back and forth and having to readjust. These pants, though, they're some Revit jeans that have protectors. They do grip the tank pretty well, but I could foresee getting scratched up here for sure. Also probably going to put the regular protector that goes right down the middle. One thing to note, that this bike does require premium, so kind of expect out of 5 gallons. In my area, it's about a whopping $18, but I'll take that all day over filling up my truck. So that's just a kind of introductory video on the 2024 Suzuki GSX-S1000GT Plus. Yeah. Last thing, cruise control on this bike, awesome, love it. Use it at your full advantage. Until then, guys, have a good day.